Back with another episode of Late Night Talk. Sammy, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been an interesting week.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week, and we're on video again. Consistency, am I right?
That's right. We have a cool little Mevo camera that we're using this time.
Exactly.
For anybody that's curious how we're doing these weird switches, if CJ, our technical director, wants to do a switch right now, this is literally the same camera that's doing two switches. So yeah, you're zooming in and out on us right now, and then you just switch to me and switch over to Sammy. So that's all one shot, and it's this cool little camera that we have that makes it look like it's a bunch of cameras.
It's so cute, and it's like this tall. And you know what's the struggle with having live video now?
What?
Is that you have to get like a new shirt every time you record.
Yeah.
Isn't that difficult?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't wear a lot of variety to begin with.
Exactly.
So
he wears black all the time.
Yeah. I'm wearing shorts today. This is the first time I've worn shorts during
Show
a show.
the Mevo people that you're wearing shorts.
The little thumbnail picture that we use is going to have me. It's going to feature me wearing shorts.
Woo!
But if you're listening to this, you've probably already seen that.
Exactly. Well, we have two pretty interesting guests. They're young adults. Their name is Shayna and Isaac Walker, and they live in a van. And they've lived in a van for about six months so far.
This is your friend. You knew her from high school.
Yeah, I knew her. We were in show choir together.
Do you know why she did this? Why is she living in a van?
I mean, I don't know if it's something. I know that she has a big family and whatnot, and I don't know if like she has to live in a van, or I don't know if it's by choice, because I know I've seen this on Instagram or other blogs that people live in a van as a choice.
Right. It's like a lifestyle that they choose to live because they like it.
Could you live in a van? I don't know if
I've been used to living in a house for 20 years. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, she probably was too.
And that's true, but there's
She didn't
so
live in a
many...
van when you were in high school with her, right?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, it's like I would have to give up so many clothes. Where do you go to the bathroom? How do you shower?
Yeah.
We're going to figure this out on Late Night Talk.
Yeah. This is the crack journalists that we are. We're getting down to the real truths,
exactly.
the real matters of the world today on this show. So it's her boyfriend that she lives with in the van.
They're married.
They're married.
They're
husband and wife.
Husband and wife.
How old is she?
I think she's a couple years older than me.
She's probably around 22 or so.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Interesting.
And they just kind of travel. If you look at her Instagram, they're going to national parks and they're backpacking and they're just like adventure all the time. And honestly, that life sounds kind of fun. I'm sure there's a lot of people that might judge them because they're young and they don't own a house or and they live in a van.
Yeah, because the first thing you think of is, oh, look, they're homeless people.
Yeah. I wonder if they even consider themselves homeless. I bet they don't.
They certainly have an internet connection and a cell phone service because they're posting on Instagram all the time.
That's true.
Homeless people don't do that.
I don't know. And maybe they like support. Maybe they go to their parents' house and chill there for a little bit. These are all questions we're gonna get to the bottom of.
Mm-hmm. Shayna and Isaac Walker, they'll be back with us after this message from our sponsor.
They've been very caring. They care about every single student that's in the class.
Yeah, everyone seems to be like pretty friendly with each other. Like no one's really afraid to ask each other for help.
Working with other people, not being ornery, actually, listening to what people say, collaborating with them to create a really good product.
It's great to use the same stuff the pros use, especially at a community college.
Hopefully we give them a pathway to have their creativity showcased.
I've gotten a great education.
I love the access to equipment.
I've made lifelong friendships.
I have great teachers.
We're back now with Shayna and Isaac Walker. How you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good. Have you guys done any media before at all?
I actually just recorded a video with, if it counts, it was my sister on her YouTube channel. And I mean, my real sister is also pretty YouTube famous. So yes, I have.
Has anyone ever been interested in like your guys' life, like living in a van?
My sister.
Yeah. So we had you on today because we want to talk about your life living in a van. You have a unique situation going on. Did you guys take the van over to COC here today?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I brought it from, I drove it to work this morning.
It's our car and our home.
Drove straight from work here. Yeah.
Where did this idea come from? Why are you living in a van?
Okay.
Let's get right to it, guys.
All right, let's do it.
Because this is a choice, right?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is
God, I
very
hope
sad.
so.
No.
Yeah, it started out with we were reading a lot about essentialism or minimalism or simple living, whatever you want to call it. We were reading a lot of authors who talk about that. And we just it got our head spinning, and we started narrowing down everything in our closets and in our cupboards and just getting rid of things and just getting down to the basics. Yeah. Just having the basics, getting rid of extra clothes.
Around when did this start happening? How old were you guys?
Jeez.
We were a year into our marriage, so
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably 2 years ago.
And what benefits did you read up on saying that, oh, this way, throwing out some clothes and having less is better?
Yeah, I mean, it's just getting clutter out of your life. It just, it gives you a spiritual room to breathe.
That
It's
sounds
not
more serious than my answer would be.
That is a little melodramatic, but it is. It gives you this emotional room to breathe and be in your own space, and you have less clutter to worry about. There's not so much you're not digging through drawers looking for that one thing in a bunch of stuff that you never use, you know? And so we started doing that, and then a lot of minimalist authors, they talk about how one of the best things you can do environmentally is occupy the smallest space possible. And so we started looking into tiny homes.
Yeah.
That's my short answer for how it all started.
How old are you, Isaac?
I am 24.
And how old?
22.
So you guys were 22 and 20 when you guys got married?
19.
19.
Yeah, she was 19 and I was 21.
Yeah.
And so is this just a match made in heaven? You guys just both happened to really want to be minimalists? That was the way, that was the path you wanted to take?
Oh, we met when
the
I
van
was
is
13,
her idea.
Yeah.
Let's start there. She started this.
Yeah, who brings this up? I'm curious about this because this isn't a normal thing that couples do. Whose idea is this?
So he really liked backpacking, and I did not grow up backpacking.
And you guys grew up in houses.
Yes. I grew up in a house. And so he had really liked it. Our engagement hike was 12 miles, and by the end, I was dead. And we had planned on our honeymoon being a backpacking trip, y'all.
And is that something you had to learn to do because you were with him? Is just learning how to hike 12 miles?
Because I had heard that couples who play together stay together. So I was like, okay, I'll play, I'll try. And then slowly over time, I really grew to love the sport myself. And one of the things that kind of coexists with backpacking is rock climbing. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite rock climbers, he happens to live in a van. And so he was
actually two of our favorite rock climbers.
Yeah, that's true too. So he had it kind of was this whole perfect storm. But so I had read about my favorite rock climber living in a van and how it helped him focus on his
Alex Honnold.
Yeah. If you're
Jimmy
listening.
Chin.
Yeah.
These are the famous
Jimmy
rock
Chin
climbers.
and Alex Honnold both had a long period of time.
Except for he didn't, it's little details.
So the van, I guess the van home kind of accompanied that outdoor lifestyle that you guys wanted to have.
Yeah, it helped them focus on their passions, which at the time we were living in a garage and paying rent, and we've never made a whole ton of money, obviously, since we got married at 19. Who the heck does that?
We're uneducated.
So we were we've never made a lot of money. How can we make our passion grow without, how can we not make our passion a sacrifice? How can we grow into that? So we sacrificed the
comfort of an apartment.
Yeah.
And who brings it up first? The idea of living in a van.
I did.
Mm-hmm. So how do you approach your boyfriend with that
He was
idea?
my husband.
How do you approach your husband?
It was really
your new husband.
Yeah.
With this idea.
I was reading a book. What was it called?
Walden on Wheels.
Walden on Wheels.
Yeah.
It's a really great book. The guy had gone to college, and he basically ended college debt free. He had his master's degree. Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
And it's because he lived in a van because he saved so much money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And so I was like, hey babe,
Yeah,
I'm
he
reading
he
this
ended
book.
education completely debt free.
Yeah, with a couple thousand in the bank, which I thought was incredible. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, we don't have any college debt. What can we do? So
Yeah.
I just mentioned that I was reading this book, which I don't even think he's read to this day.
But you
No,
were probably
I
an
know.
easy sell on the van idea because your favorite hikers were
Yeah.
rock climbers.
I mean, a lot of the people that I had looked up to and books that I had read. I mean, even guys like I'm drawing a blank on his name right now.
Are you thinking of Conrad? No, Renan or Conrad?
It's just
And so he approaches you
it's
with this
ingrained in
idea.
outdoor culture. Is like having this period of time in your life where it's like just go to the bare basics, spend every weekend outdoors somewhere, live
Yeah.
financially honestly, like be real with yourself and where your money is at,
What you can
and
do with your money.
give yourself time to do what you really love at a young age rather than waiting
Right.
till you're older and
Yeah.
when everything's right, as
And
they say.
How long have you guys been living in a van?
Oh, we're coming up on our anniversary.
Yeah, we're coming up on 1 year.
Oh, wow. 1 year.
Congratulations.
In a couple weeks, actually, I
Yeah,
think.
end of
Okay.
May will be our anniversary.
Are you guys going to have a van party?
In your van?
Strangely, we have had a lot of van parties, which is ridiculous.
We got rotators on the base of the front seats, so we just turn the front
Turn the
seats
seats,
around. You got
Open
two
the
chairs.
doors.
You
Put
take out your
chairs
little
up. Yeah.
disco ball or put it at the top.
Turn on the music. We have like little portable
Yeah.
speakers. It's so silly.
And so take me back about a year ago when you had your idea. Did you guys go out and buy a van? Did you get a van and just gut the entire thing? And
yes,
Yeah.
we found so we were in between. We were going to move to Hawaii or we were going to live in a van, which is very drastic.
they're very
I
different
realized.
from each other.
Yeah.
But once we kind of realized that Hawaii wasn't going to work out, I started looking on Craigslist, and I found the ad for our van, and he thought it may be a scam because of how amazing it was.
It had like 38,000 miles on it. That was it.
Yeah.
And it was like a handicap vehicle that wasn't really used, and like
There was
they got
nowhere
it
on
through a
it.
government program or something.
Yeah.
So it was just like a steal.
It was a steal.
How much was it? if
We
you don't mind
paid
asking?
$6,000 for the van, and then
Wow.
we renovated it for $4,000 ourselves. So he would go to work, I would go to work, and then after work we would spend a grueling couple of hours trying to figure out how to install new bases for our seats or
You guys
solar
did it all
panels.
yourself, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we gutted the whole vehicle ourselves. I'm a carpenter, so I built all the cabinets for it, and we put in like wood
Yeah.
paneling and everything. We just did it from a skeleton of a car.
So when you're going around browsing the vans, is it like almost like you're house searching and like you
Yes.
find one and you're immediately like, this is the one.
Yes.
I love it.
It was really weird.
There's
It was
no like
strange.
wood burning fireplace, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like house
And we
searching.
honestly, do we need to?
Oh, no, no.
I thought you were
Keep
like,
going.
all right. Yeah, no, it was weird because we actually just like the guy Alex Honnold we mentioned earlier. We saw his van and we were like, okay, let's just go with that model. And we just started looking.
Was there ever a point, maybe in your first couple nights, where you were sleeping in your van, you're like, was this a mistake? Has that ever happened?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've had like weeks straight where we're just like, this sucks. Like,
I saw on your Instagram, I think,
probably.
your van broke down. And then when you
Oh.
were there, your home broke down.
Yes, yes.
when your house is in the mechanic,
Oh,
That's not
always the
fun.
worst.
Where do you go?
We have
Friends.
very amazing family and
yeah,
friends.
friends and family
that
have just
have-
been cool and for stuff like that.
What do you do during cold nights or hot nights?
Cold wasn't as much of an issue as
Cold was
hot
awesome
was.
compared to hot.
Yeah. We have talked about like, okay, are we going to move to the beach this summer or are we going to like rent out a little room this summer? Cause it's hot.
Yeah,
It's
it gets hot in Santa
dreadful.
Clarita.
It's dreadful.
You
We
guys just open up the windows and that's all you can do? Is that?
we installed a fan ourselves that runs off
There's
of
like a
our
little-
little battery we have.
It's like an RV fan in the roof. It's
Yeah.
like 12 by 12.
And it helps.
We run
But
that
in the
from
middle
the
of
solar panel.
July, we can't
Yeah,
go to bed
it's
until
over 100 degrees. You know, you can only escape it so much.
Drop till like midnight.
Yeah.
Right.
And
there's
then-
still a lot of things that I want to go over with you guys. I want to know where do you guys go to the bathroom? Where you shower? So many things. And we'll get to that after a short break.
Cool.
Well, I gotta go, you guys. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Hey, Chris. How are you doing? I'll catch you later, okay?
See ya.
Nice seeing you. Hey, Maddie. How are you? How are you? What's up, girl? I'll see you later. Hey, what's up? How are you doing?
Okay, guys, we're about to go live. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we're back now with Shayna and Isaac Walker. They live in a van, and I want to ask you guys, you know, there's probably some stigma attached to people living in a van. Do you guys ever... Yeah, okay, so what's going through your mind right now? People give you a hard time sometimes, right?
Actually, we've never gotten like public hard time, but a lot of people think like we're really homeless, which we are. But we always like try to say to people like, we're homeless by choice. We won't bug you. Like, we really only bug like our closest friends and family. Like, hey, can I come use your internet or a shower? But even still, like, yeah, a lot of people just think we're like really homeless and they need to hand out like favors, which is not the case.
Right, you guys have cell phone connections. You're posting on Instagram every day.
Yeah, going on lots of adventures. We have a gym to shower at and a weird bed to sleep on.
You guys working?
Yes, yeah. I work full time at Starbucks and
I work full time as a carpenter.
Yeah, and I spent all day yesterday looking for that unicorn frappuccino, by the way. It's so difficult to find that thing.
It was. They ran out really, really fast.
I was able to find one at my local Vons. I got lucky.
Really?
I heard that the baristas are complaining because they're so difficult to make.
They are really difficult and they leave blue dust. Like,
I still
all
haven't
over
heard
the
an
counter.
answer. What do they taste like?
That's the thing. I don't really know.
I liked mine.
You did?
Yeah, it was good.
I did not. Sorry, Starbucks.
It was all right. I mean, just bash your face on the mic.
Put it a little too close to my face.
Yeah, but the homeless thing is something. You guys are not homeless. You are homeless.
We are
Yes.
homeless.
But most people's definition of a homeless person, you guys don't fit that. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah, we
we
try-
don't
well-
need we don't need people to give us food stamps or anything. Like, we aren't like desperate. It's more of our choice to be living small rather than like we're here because we have to be here.
So do your friends and your family, like when you told them your decision, were they kind of like freaked out? Were they like, why are you doing that? We don't understand. Or were they pretty supportive? And
most of our friends were super chill just because they're all broke college kids.
Well,
And they
actually, like
understand.
most of our friends live in vans now.
Yeah, they all kind of followed us on that train.
we got friends.
Okay, I'll say
Weird.
no. Okay, not most. I'm
3
gonna
or 4.
backpedal on that.
There's a lot.
I have a lot of friends who now live in their vehicles because it's so financially freeing. And so I don't know what to call it. Like your time just like
It's freed
loosens up so much.
Right.
It takes
And
us
it's
2
just-
hours. Like, just a silly example, it takes us 2 hours to clean our van at most. And in our garage, when we lived in a garage before this, which is still
Okay, it wasn't
silly.
really a garage. It was like a loft apartment.
Whose garage are you living in?
We were living in our best friend's mom's garage that she turned into like a loft apartment.
She was renting it out, and
But
when the
that took
previous
us, like-
tenants moved out, we were like, "Can we get in on that?"
And so
Like,
where
that's
were
a
you
cool
guys
spot.
living before you guys met? Before when you guys were going to high school and when you were going through your grade school, where'd
Yeah.
you live?
We lived actually
House,
strangely
lived in an
like
1,800 square foot house.
Yeah,
I
same.
With
grew
your
up in.
families.
yeah, like 12 miles apart from each other, which is weird.
And so how do you break it to your family that you well, one, you have a boyfriend, you're and a girlfriend, you guys are marrying each other, and then oh, we're going to live in a car now?
Yeah. So it kind of was a slow, like, breaking it to our family. Like, first we got married young. Everybody's like, whew, that's over. Wow, amazing. And we lived in the garage for a year. And then we were like, okay, we're going to move in with Isaac's parents. We lived there for 6 months to kind of try to save some money.
Because then we were trying to move to Kauai. But then we went to Kauai for 2 weeks. And we were like, this is the boonies.
Yeah.
Like, it's so rural there. It was intense. And it just felt really like
Didn't feel
lonely.
right for you.
Yeah, it didn't feel right. So then we were like, well, let's try this alternative living stuff.
Yeah. So that it was kind of like a slow process.
And the family wasn't happy to hear that at first.
I would say my parents were more okay than his were. And his parents are so supportive and so amazing. But my parents are like crazy hippies. So they were like, oh, okay, go do it. It's chill. His parents had to like slowly get on board. And if they heard me right now, they would agree. I'm pretty sure they would agree.
And you said earlier that you guys, have a gym that you shower at, and that's kind of, is that like a home base for you guys, or?
A little bit.
Yeah, lately I've been too lazy and been asking our families
She's
way
been
too much
hitting
to shower
she's
in
been
their
hitting up
house.
her mom like all the time. Because the thing about like when you're in a van and you're doing a chore, like that's all you're doing. Is that one chore. So like if you're doing laundry, you're at the laundromat for like an hour and a half and that's all you're going to be doing. It's not like you're like, oh, while I'm taking a shower, I'll throw in that laundry and
So
I'll
you have to
rinse the
make a
dishes
plan.
while the laundry's finishing or whatever.
Right.
It's like one thing at a time. So it can be a little time consuming on chores. I think
I don't think it's time consuming. I just think it's like you have to set the time. You have to plan it out, and we're bad at making plans.
You have to plan ahead because you can't multitask like a normal house.
Yes, exactly. It's not time consuming. We're really bad at planning things.
And
y'all.
where do you park your van in Santa Clarita? 'Cause your guys' home base in Santa Clarita, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't ever repeat parking spots within like a month or two.
Just so we don't bother people, just because
Okay.
there are a lot of homeless people that stay in one place and do bother people and like
Makes people uncomfortable.
pee on
and that's
things
not
and
cool.
it smells
Right.
like pee in areas. It's gross. So we really try to use public restrooms. We also try to not park in the same spot just so that we aren't bothering people and don't get in trouble.
So what are like
Yeah.
just a few of the different spots that you guys have parked at before?
The industrial center
Yeah, industrial
in
centers
Valencia.
are
Yeah,
is
what
super
makes for a
cool.
good place?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do this one.
All right. Yeah, we do kind of have a small set of rules for trying to be as little bothersome as we can. We don't park in front of people's houses ever. Like if there's a house on either side of the street, we're not going to park there.
Yeah.
We don't park close to like children's playgrounds because we live
That's
in a white
creepy.
van and there is a
Cautious
child
parents.
predator
Right.
stigma about white vans. So we don't want to freak people out with that. Like we don't want to make people uncomfortable. So what makes a good parking spot is no houses, no parks, no schools. And you just trying to kind of want to get a blank section of street where there's no residential or anything and you're not going to be bothering anyone.
If you can get a couple bushes, but it is really nice to just have like a little bit of nature outside of the car too.
Have you guys ever gotten in trouble?
No.
You never had an issue with it?
No.
No.
You're pretty smart about it.
Is actually kind of crazy to me. Like I feel like our rules do work.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there is
It
the
worked
stigma
so far.
around van life.
Like a lot of the people we're friends with who have lived in vehicles, they we're getting in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like just being a little conscientious of other people's comfort with your alternative lifestyle, it can go a long way and help you not get in trouble.
It's gone
Yeah.
a long way for
We
us
haven't
for a
gotten
year.
busted yet.
Have you guys ever parked in like a sketchy place that you didn't feel comfortable at, or has something weird ever happened at night?
Oh
Someone
my
tapping
gosh.
on your windows?
So many weird things. I could name so many weird things. One time we parked somewhere and we both laid in bed and we were like, I feel like
You're just
someone's watching us right now.
I
Like
don't
it was
know.
just this feeling
Just
of
get
like
the heebie-jeebies.
someone in this neighborhood is not, I don't know. It's probably just us being weird and too conscientious. But that happened. And then I swear a couple nights ago, it was like last week, I think. I swear someone just like it took their hands and hit our window and then walked away. I have no idea why. I don't know. I could have been just like having a nightmare, but that happened.
Yeah.
The one time the sprinkler went off on the roof.
Oh, somebody's sprinkler broke in their front yard, and it was just like gushing into the air and falling right on the roof. And we were like, "What the hell is that noise?"
Yeah.
And we like both woke up, and it was just like so loud.
And
on
it
the roof
happened
of the
to
car.
be falling into the only hole in our roof.
Oh, no.
So our car like
Yeah.
had water leaking
Uh-oh.
into it, and we were like, "Are you
It was
kidding
sad.
me?"
Sad times.
Yeah, you
It
guys
was.
got to deal. You got to deal with some adult things, but you guys are a young couple,
Yeah.
Yes.
and you have a big future ahead of you. Do you guys see yourselves living in this van forever?
No.
Nah, we want to have a family.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Why not have a van baby?
I don't know, Mike.
So scary.
Someone might call Child Protective
Yeah.
Services.
We've talked about doing, like-
seriously.
We've talked about doing like bus life with a baby. That's more like RV living.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think if I was just to like speak for both of us, our goal, at least in my perspective, is save as much money as we can and then maybe one day build a tiny house.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And
I mean,
then-
ultimately, like the van right now, we're like we said earlier, we're uneducated and we're young, so we don't have established careers yet, but we still want to like get a start on the things that we care about, even
Yeah.
though we don't have that like financial
freedom.
I don't know what to call it. We're trying to make our passions happen, even though maybe the finances and the education and everything isn't there, and you just kind of pick and choose your battles, you know.
Do what you can.
Would
Yeah.
you suggest your guys' lifestyle for other young couples or other college age kids?
Not for everybody.
Yeah,
but
not for everybody.
I mean,
I would actually tell people who are like in a relationship to be very careful about going into it because it's really, really
You
rough
have to
on
really
the
know-
relationship.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, we knew each other. We were dating for like 7 years before we moved into a van together.
8 years.
Yeah, 8
We're
years.
going on 9 this year.
So it's like we just like work on communication, and if
Yeah.
you don't have open lines of communication as a couple, like being in a tight space like that, it can kind of bring out the worst. And if you don't
Yeah.
know how to talk through that and like be open with one another, it could cause bigger problems than
You wanna
freedoms.
face.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, and you, it could, yeah. Yep, you're right. I'm not going to add anything else to it.
We are running out of time. I want you guys to tell me where we can see your lives on social media.
Yeah.
People are going to be fascinated to watch you.
Yeah. I'm Shayna Walker on Instagram. I think it's Shayna _
Shayna
Walker.
_Walker. Shayna is SHAYNA_Walker.
Yes, I believe so. And then he's Isaac Walker.
Yeah. Isaac with 1 S, 2 A's, .walks.
Oh, it's
WALKS.
And that's where we
Yeah.
can see all your adventures taking the van
Yeah,
out.
pretty much,
You
yeah.
guys travel a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty
You
much.
guys are in national parks like every week or something like that. It's crazy. And
We tried to.
We do try.
Well,
Yeah.
your lives are obviously extremely interesting, so they should definitely go follow you guys. But
Thank
thank you so
you.
much for sharing a little bit of your
Thanks for
lives and
having
your stories
us.
with
yeah.
us.
Thanks for having us.
That's another episode of Late Night Talks. We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.